If you are applying to jobs that you don't even want because you're scared that there aren't enough good opportunities out there, today's video is for you. I received this incredibly honest comment on one of my recent videos about job search burnout, and I knew I had to address it because I think so many of you are struggling with the exact same thing. This comment touches on scarcity mindset, job search burnout, and that exhausting cycle of applying to roles that aren't quite right just because they're available. So let's talk about it. If you're new here, hello, and if you're a regular viewer, welcome back. I'm Dr. Tega, a faith-based career coach who helps professional women leave draining, miserable, soul-sucking jobs and land higher-paying, fulfilling careers. After leaving my own unfulfilling career and now doing fulfilling work over the past decade, I am now on a mission to help more women experience the joy, satisfaction, and confidence that comes with doing work that is aligned with the gifts that God has given you. So let's get into today's video. Okay, now let me start by reading this comment in full because I just really appreciate the honesty and vulnerability in it, and a lot of people are in the same boat. So here we go. Any advice on overcoming scarcity mindset? While I'm thankful for connections who have referred me to open roles in their company, often it's not quite the job I want. I find myself applying anyways due to a tough job market. Should I still apply or save my energy? Often this leads to several rounds of interviews and burnout, especially when I don't even get the job in the end. This has happened a few times now. And then I have to redirect my focus to different responses for the next interview for a job with a new set of responsibilities. It is exhausting. With the current job market, should we try to apply for / take what we can get or get more clear and streamlined? I assume the latter just feels like wishful thinking. Okay, there is so much packed into this comment that I want to address. First, there's scarcity mindset, the fear that there aren't enough good opportunities out there, so you better take what you can get. Second, there's the exhaustion that comes from going through multiple interviews or multiple interview rounds for jobs you don't even really want. And then third, there's that fundamental question, should I apply to everything available or get more strategic and risk missing out? And finally, there's that feeling that being strategic feels like wishful thinking in a really tough job market. So let's first start by talking about the scarcity mindset. Now, scarcity mindset in job searching is when you operate from the belief that there aren't enough good opportunities for you specifically. It usually sounds something like, I better take this because I might not get another chance, or I should just be grateful for any opportunity even if it's not what I want, or even something like, the market is so tough right now, I can't afford to be picky. But here's what I want you to understand. Scarcity mindset is not protecting you or even increasing your chances of landing a job. It is actually working against you. When you are applying from a scarcity mindset, you show up differently. You tap into something I talk about in my coaching program called your desperate energy. You're more desperate in interviews. You are willing to accept lower salaries. You're not asking the right questions about the company culture in interviews because you're just hoping that they will choose you. It is very much given pick me energy. And as a woman of faith, my approach to handling scarcity mindset is always going to be faith-based, meaning that I have to ask myself, does this mindset align with what God says about me and what's possible for me? Because scripture reminds us in Philippians 4:19 that God will supply every need of yours according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus. Notice it says he will supply every need, not that we have to frantically grab whatever scraps are available because there might not be enough. And the thing is that two things can and are in fact true at the same time. Right now, when we look at the job market, the job search is challenging right now. And there are also people landing jobs they love in this exact same economy and job market. Women are getting promoted, switching careers, and negotiating salary increases every single day. So then the question becomes, where are you choosing to put your attention? Are you going to focus on the difficulty of the process or on the possibility? Because one of those will feed your fear and the other will foster your faith. Now let's talk about the exhaustion that you might be feeling. So this commenter mentioned going through several rounds of interviews for jobs she doesn't really want, only to not get them in the end, and then having to redirect her energy to focus on completely different roles. And girl, I'm like, no wonder you're burned out. And I am sure this is resonating with you, even if you're not the original commenter. While it's very common, this approach to job searching means that you are spending your precious energy, your time, your mental capacity, your emotional bandwidth on opportunities that don't even align with what you want. And I actually have another video specifically about job search burnout that dives deeper into this. So I'll link that video in the job description below. You should check it out. But ultimately, here's what I want you to understand. Job search exhaustion is not inevitable. It is a symptom of an unfocused job search. Think about it this way. If you spend the same amount of energy that you're currently spreading across multiple misaligned opportunities and focused it on one role that actually excites you, what might be possible? When you're clear on what you want and you're only pursuing aligned opportunities, your applications are stronger. Your interviews are more authentic. And even if you don't get the job, you are now building and stacking skills and confidence in the right direction that will just help you keep getting better in the interview and job search process until you eventually land a job that you actually want. And then this brings me to the main question that really stood out when I read this comment, which is, should you take what you can get or get more strategic? Now, if you're familiar with these parts, you know that my answer is always going to be get clear and streamlined while keeping the reality of your current situation in mind. So let me explain what I mean by that. Well, I'm thinking get strategic doesn't mean you have to ignore your financial realities. So if you need money now to pay your bills, then yes, you might need to take a bridge job, something that covers your expenses while you are searching for your ideal role. But even in that case, you still want to be strategic about your bridge job. Can you find something that at least moves you in the right direction? Can you negotiate for flexibility that allows you to continue your strategic career clarity work? The key is to stop thinking that it's an either or situation. Like you can address your immediate needs and work toward your long-term goals simultaneously. So here's what strategic might look like in practice. First, get crystal clear about what you actually want, not just a job, but what kind of work energizes you, what values need to be present, what skills do you want to use. If you have no idea how to do that, I definitely encourage you to check out my completely free training, Leave Your Miserable Job in 2 Simple Steps. In that training, I break down exactly how to get career clarity so you can discover all the career options that are available to you and then transition into a more fulfilling and higher paying job without starting over or taking a pay cut. You can go to leaveyourmiserablejob.com to register for and watch that free training today, or you can even just click that link in the description of this video below. Once you get clear, second is to focus your energy on quality applications and not quantity. It is better to submit 10 highly targeted applications than 50 generic ones. And then third, you want to use your network strategically. When people refer you to roles, it's okay for you to ask them questions. Can you tell me more about the day-to-day responsibilities? You can ask what the company culture is like. You can even politely decline referrals that are not aligned with what you want. And then finally, let's address this idea that being strategic feels like wishful thinking. And I get it. When you are in the thick of the job search stress, when you've been looking for months, when you keep getting rejected, it can feel naive to believe that you can actually find work that you love. But here's what I want you to consider. What if the real wishful thinking is believing that taking any job will somehow lead to fulfillment? What if the real wishful thinking is hoping that a role that you're not excited about will somehow magically become meaningful over time? What if the real wishful thinking is thinking that settling in your career now will somehow put you in a better position later? Like, I don't think that's going to work. So being strategic about your career isn't wishful thinking. It's actually stewardship, right? Psalm 139 tells us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, which means that God has created you with specific gifts, talents, and purposes. So being intentional about finding work that uses those gifts isn't selfish. It's not unrealistic. It's an opportunity to honor how God has designed you. And does it require faith? Yes, absolutely. And Hebrews 11 tells us that faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is a confident expectation that God can and will show up for you in your job search based on His characters and promises. So yes, it requires patience. Yes, it requires you to believe that there's something better out there for you, but that's not naive. That's not wishful thinking. It's actually biblically a demonstration of your faith. So if you are resonating with this comment and you feel stuck in scarcity mindset, here's what I want you to do. First, I want you to check out my video on job search burnout. We'll link it in the description below because that just goes a bit deeper into how to sustain your energy while you are job searching. And then second, I want you to spend some time this week just getting clear on what you actually want. Not what you think you should want, not what seems most practical, but what would genuinely excite you. And then third, consider getting support. Now, whether that is my coaching program or another resource, you don't have to figure this out alone. You can get support. Sometimes scarcity mindset stays because you're trying to navigate this really hard process and decisions all by yourself in isolation. Now, I obviously want you to join my coaching program because it's thebomb.com. And the real reason though is in my program, Find Your Fulfilling Career, you will get support in navigating both the mindset piece that is keeping you stuck, as well as get the strategy to help you do your job search effectively and start landing interviews after fewer than 15 applications. And this is because I'm a licensed professional counselor. I have experience counseling, so I can help you navigate the mindset work in addition to the strategy work. You can go to findyourfulfillingcareer.com to learn more about my job search coaching program and all the resources that are included, from resume templates to cover letter templates to LinkedIn templates to personalized weekly coaching with me that will help you land a fulfilling and higher paying job you love. Again, that link is findyourfulfillingcareer.com. You can also click that link in the description below to learn more and join us in that program today. Look, the truth is that job searching in any market requires both strategy and mindset work. You need practical tools and you need to be able to address those fears and limiting beliefs that are driving your decision making. And to the person who left this comment, thank you for your vulnerability. Your question is going to help so many people. And I want you to know that what you are feeling is absolutely normal. I've heard this before, but it doesn't have to be permanent. You don't have to choose between being strategic and being realistic. You can actually absolutely honor what you require right now in your current circumstances while still working towards something better in your career. You can have faith while still taking practical action. So if this video helped you shift your perspective on your job search and scarcity mindset, I definitely would like you to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what resonated with you most. What are you taking away from this video? And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to smash that subscribe button below because I share weekly strategies to help you land a fulfilling career and job search more effectively. And once you hit the subscribe and like thumbs up button below, don't forget to click the video that's popping up on the screen right here. There's another video showing up right here, a video that I have a feeling you probably haven't watched yet. And this video is going to continue to help you in your career. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in this video right here.